Yo, what's going on? Say yas, it's your boy Jon Johnson coming straight out of KingSlayer Gaming. Welcome back to another MSF Marvel Strike Force video. This time around we got the weekly blog to drop. We about to dissect it piece by piece, get us prepped for the upcoming week of MSF. On top of that, we are also going to get the symbiote kit minus Red Goblin. We still don't have that quite yet, but we're gonna go through the kits. We have them in game. We're gonna look at those. And then we have some awesome gameplay with the symbiote reworks that we have, whether that be Carnage as well as Venom. Hey baby, and we're gonna wrap it up with some amazing news pertaining to the Horseman Scourges. We're gonna be changing those up. Our voices in the mid-game Marvel Strike Force and early game were heard. Oh my goodness, thank the Lord. We're gonna talk about those Scourges. And we're gonna wrap it up, baby, with some new gameplay, baby, as far as the new player guides. So if you're ready to get into it with your boy, make sure you're hitting up the sub if you are new. We do MSF as well as pro wrestling content here on the regular. And we also stream on Twitch TV at KingSlayer Gaming LLC, baby. Gotta make sure you add that last LLC, dog. Hey, let's make sure we dissect it here on the blog, baby. Let's get it.
Me are the original junglist from 19 what year, yeah, sir. Can't get to call them lock up. Freedom, gangster. There is no original more original than this.
All right, baby, so here we are with the blog. We have it that's gonna kick off. Look at this sexy joint with Silver Surfer symbiote, aka Void Knight. I am so excited for my man, dog. He's actually going to be coming into the game this upcoming week. And what I mean by that is initial offers. We're not talking about as far as events or anything like that. But I will tell you, we have some awesome math as far as coming up with the solar schematics. And what that means is starting on January 15th, solar schematics is going to drop. We're going to be able to earn schematic orb fragments and battle in alliance war. Now, what that means is you also get to gain more points with Superior 6 at higher gear tier levels, dog. So Superior 6 looks like we're still running that wave right now. We're gonna get extra points for using them at a higher tier. Definitely make sure you do it, baby, and make sure that you are doing these events, bro. Like, I was a little skeptical when it came to Forge being the monthly as far as the character release method, but I won't lie to you, your boy just unlocked Forge this past week. So it only took me the first week of the actual month-long character being as part of that event dropping for me to get Forge free to play, to get all 100 shards. So they have been listening to the community. It's not going to be way drawn out like it was with Ironheart, as long as you do the events and you do them at a decent pace. For example, we just had this last one that had pertained to Forge, where you have to use Superior 6 and Cosmic Crucible, also doing campaign energy, this, that, and the thing. If you skip Cosmic Crucible, baby, you're missing out. That is what it is. Like, if the whole goal in the whole event is based around one thing, for example, if you're gonna feel like not wanting to do war this week, then you're missing out on these characters. These are the release methods for the characters. Once they get the release method, you got to wait for a strike pass, and then on top of that, you got to wait for them to be farmable about a month after release, maybe 2 months now, depending on how they're doing it. Bro, do these events. That's why we talk about it here in the videos. That's why we prep it, and that's why we want to make sure that you guys know that if you skip out on these events, even if you don't use Superior 6 and your Superior 6 aren't up there, make sure you're doing your Cosmic Crucible, make sure you're doing your raids, make sure you're doing your Alliance War. Even if your team, your alliance itself doesn't care about the game mode pertaining to it, if you have an event that is geared around a game mode, do that game mode. You still get points for playing. 9 times out of 10 you do. They used to do more of the whole win a battle mode in order to do things. They've kind of gone back to the just have a battle itself and it gets you the points. But regardless, you want to rock those Superior 6 when it comes to this actual event. We also have Extreme Heat Web Milestone. Now that web milestone is going to be pertaining to earning Blitz credits. So yo, get the Blitz ready. Unfortunately, If you enjoyed Nightcrawler, enjoy this release as well, baby. It is what it is. Now at the same time, we're gonna have a Venom Blitz. Most of us already have Venom to 7 stars, but if you do not, this is your chance to get him up there. I know with one of these events that's actually tied to a Diamond Venom on that milestone. However, I will tell you it's 100% pay to play. It's not gonna be something where our free to play or even the mid-game player base is really gonna be aiming, unless you're willing to drop the bans. Do what you do, baby. Ain't nobody about to judge you, but I will tell you that's really the only realistic way to get that Diamond Venom. Then we're also going to have the new battle pass that's going to be Dark Hulk, which is going to be featuring some increased shards, so we'll see what that means. Then we're going to go down to Void Knight's initial release, January 16th. I'm so excited for this, baby. I'm saving up the power cores. Already got over 3,000. I am going to get this character first day. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big symbiote head. If I'm falling into the trap of symbiotes where they're going to be bad in another 4 months like the prior iteration, it is what it is. I want to use this squad. This is going to be my first team that I take to Gear 19. Don't care, no cap, at me, don't care. I'm going to listen to me. I'm doing that because this is just me as a personal project, comic book fan, nevermore. That's just been me. Symbiotes have always been my favorite entity in existence. So I will be upgrading this team. Not to mention, I love raids. Raids are probably one of my favorite activities in the game. So Void Knight's going to be his initial release. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It's not going to be pertaining to any form of power cores. This is just going to, well, it's going to be only power cores. This is going to be not event related. All right. So the only way you're going to be able to get him is going to be through offers and power cores on this day. On top of that, we're going to actually launch the Allied Engines Alliance milestone, where you're going to be able to get extra points for raiding with Extreme X-Men. This is the time to do it, baby. If you have been paying attention and you've been doing your Cosmic Crucible, you've been using your Superior 6, you relatively should have Forge about this time. The reason I say that is because I just got Forge, like I said, a couple days ago. So I spent no shards on him whatsoever. I just played the event as is. I didn't even spend any power cores on refreshing my campaign energy to get some extra slack. This is all through web milestones, all through using Superior 6. And on top of that, now understand, my Superior 6 are all G16 except for Lizard. So when I do use them, I do get some extra points involved, but that's why I'm saying you gotta do exactly what the event says. Even if you're not winning, using the Superior 6, because we went 2-1 this Cosmic Crucible. So even playing through and doing the events gets you the net points that you need to unlock these characters. So relatively, you should have Forge by now. Partner that up with Cyclops, partner that up with Nightcrawler, partner it up with Gambit. You should be acing all of your raids regardless of whoever that 5th member is on the squad. But don't worry, we will be getting Sunspots event dropping as well next week, and I believe that will be the Solar Schematics, where you will be able to battle in war and using more points with Superior 6. That should be Sunspots release. Correct me in the comments. I love when y'all correct me in the comments because I get to learn a little bit of something, but I believe that is the initial release method for your boy Sunspot. All right, then we also are going to have Pack of the Wrath Premium Milestone and HIVE-MIND Super Showcase. So that's going to be very similar to what we're dealing with right now with the Extreme X-Men Showcase. When it comes to the campaigns, we're going to be able to farm shards. So if you are new players and you don't have any of the symbiotes, this is the perfect chance for you to get some free shards. We covered it before in the new player video, where you can actually get all the X-Men characters early by using the actual campaigns in those predetermined campaign nodes. The reason for that is because they actually give you the characters. You literally would get the characters and you'll get Beast, you'll get Colossus, you'll get Psylocke, you'll get Storm, you'll get Cyclops, you'll get Bishop, you'll get Kitty Pryde, you'll get Iceman. All these characters free as soon as you just play the game with the characters they give you, so it's not even tied to your own roster. So that's a pretty easy way to get all of your X-Men up, especially when you got Gambit as a new player. That's a pretty easy bet. All right, then we end up going into the 19th of January. We're going to have Systems Online's Quick Rumble. You're going to be able to get some extra points for blitzing with Pegasus. And then on top of that, keep an eye in your inbox for alerting you for character availability. And that also means that we're going to be getting a Diamond Spider Weaver if we do decent in the next Alliance Raid Season rewards. Okay, it is what it is. By the way, I believe it's in here. I'm going to cover this at some point. But if it's not, I want to bring it up. Yeah, it is. All right. Level 100 is coming. Level 100 is coming on January 22nd. I just want to make sure that I do cover that and I don't skip any info because sometimes they like to leave it out of the blogs. Anyway, that's what we're looking at when it comes to the next week pertaining to Marvel Strike Force. Now, when it comes to the actual kits, we do have that here in game as well as here detailed on the blog. But what I'm going to do is skip the kits for right now. I want to get to the rest of the events that went down, and then we're going to go over the actual kits in game because I don't really feel like sitting here reading more words to you than I have to. I would prefer to have an aesthetically appealing character model to look at in game and explain the kits like that. So that's what we're gonna do when it comes to that. So here it comes, Void Knight. We're gonna have Pact of Wrath. This is gonna be a new event that's gonna be starting apparently. And it looks like going live the same day will be Void Knight's store offers. The Symbiote Invasion begins January 16th at 1 p.m. when the Void Knight arrives in battle. Bond with his HIVE-MIND supporting his living corruption orb becomes available for 675 power cores. We talked about that. All right, and then completing this premium milestone will reward a Wrath costume, Nova's Wrath costume. This is Nova. God, yo, that is clean. I'd much rather have that Nova than the Nova that I have. Okay, so completing this premium milestone will reward Nova's Wrath costume. To score points during the premium milestone, you'll need to obtain key items, and there are a total of 3 to complete the milestone. You need the corrupted helmet found in the Void Knight offers. So yeah, this is literally pay to play. This is literally pay to play. The corrupted armor found in upcoming Gwenom offers, and then corrupted gauntlets that are found in upcoming Red Goblin offers. So you're going to literally have to buy both Void Knight. You're going to have to buy, not Power Core open. You're going to have to buy both Void Knight, both Gwenom, and you're going to have to buy Red Goblin. Is this even guaranteed? Will be available within character offers that contain enough shards instantly. So I assume that you'll see the corrupted helmet next to the offer that you order. Like, it's not going to be like you get this and it's an orb that you open and hope it's one of the pieces you need or something, because that would just be horribly convoluted. I mean, this is already just screams money grab, and I'm definitely not going to be getting my man right here. I mean, understand, I'm going to be getting all these characters. Damn, that's hard, bro. Because it really depends. Is Red Goblin going to be 100 shard unlock? Because if Gwenom is just 25, if she's just a 45 shard, because I know she's 45. We know Gwenom is 45. We know Void Knight is 100. It depends how they do this. Just know the only way you're getting Pact of Wrath is if you're paying money. Just know that that's the case here. All right, so then we're going to have the Void Knight offers. We know that that's going to be in there. Red Stars for Void Knight, that's going to be starting up as well. Symbiotic Collective, let me see. Witness the power of the Hive Mind as they overwhelm raids. That's awesome. Stories, challenge, and etc. All right, so make sure that you did get your free Friday claim. You're going to be able to get your Sunfire. Oh, well, Fire. What the hell is this dude's name? What is this dude's name? Oh my god, Sunspot. There we go. Make sure that you get Sunspot's free 5 shards that you're going to get, as well as that for your free Friday claim. And then these are going to be all the events that they have here. So this is what I was talking about when it comes to the actual events that are dropping. So we got solar schematics here, and this is where you're going to be able to get the Sunspot shards. So here is where you're going to see the availability for the Sunspot shards. And if anything, I'm going to switch over so you can see on this side, this is going to literally have all those sunspot shards. So you're going to get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45. Well, 50 actually. So you can get 50 shards if you get to milestone 14. Okay. That's not too bad at all. Let me see. 30. Which is pretty dope because you're going to get those 5 to start off. So yeah, milestone 14 is where you're going to get. So just make sure that, like I said, you're going to be playing your wars. You're going to be using superior 6 in your wars to make sure that you get a higher score bonus, because this event is going to be purely based around that, and also spending ISO campaign energy, which isn't bad. You know, it isn't, you know, it is what it is. But definitely, as you can see right here, you're going to get a lot more points for just playing the war. And then as you get those superior 6 allies up, you're going to also be able to get more is from a actual score perspective when it comes to the actual points are concerned. So that's going to be pretty sexy. Okay, so next, going into the next topic is going to be level 100. Level 100 is going to be dropping January 22nd. Now, at the same time, what does this mean? This means everybody's going to be able to advance their power level. For PvE, this is awesome, right? For PvE, this is great because now you're going to be a step higher as far as dealing with your difficulty. If you're going to be struggling in Dark Dimension, this is great for you. This is overall a pretty decent thing. It's going to kill our gold, kill our resources 100% to get characters up there. But that's why you got to start saving now. You know, if there are certain characters that you know you want to get to 100 as soon as you jump off, that's probably going to be APOC for me. APOC would be my first 100 level character. And then from there, it'd be most likely my symbiotes, because I love my HIVE-MIND. And I'm probably just going to push them to the moon because I just will. But that's just me personally. But we will definitely be having the Blast Off to 100 event dropping on the 22nd. What's going to happen is we're going to get milestones in this event that contain diamond orbs, dark promotion credits, T4s, as well as some training mods. You'll also have a 3 diamond Nova in the leaderboard, which is great if you do buy all the symbiotes and you have that sexy Nova costume. Then there you go, you got a 3 diamond Nova. The team is still ass, but at least you got the 3 diamond Nova. Let's see. Then you also are going to have an XP throttle bonus event. You're going to be able to earn 2 times bonus XP from all campaign nodes for 7 days. So the race to level 100 will definitely be starting. Login calendar. You log in every day for 7 days to earn valuable rewards. We're going to also have special offers in the store that's going to help with XP and also help increase character levels. So that's going to be really, really awesome as far as being able to increase the power levels of your teams from a perspective of having to spend with the offers and having to get your you know, you have to just farm, etc., just to get a higher level, which is perfectly fine. That's just the nature of the game, baby. I'm not tripping on that at all. I'm actually very excited for level 100. Very excited to see what they are going to be putting in the game. I'm not a guy who just disses the idea of spending in the game, but at the same time, if it's egregious and just makes no sense and it's just clearly a cash grab, like, I'm not the happiest that they're doing this right here, like, because this looks so sexy. Like, make this a Halloween costume or some shit. Like, the fact that the only way players can have access to even thinking about this is if they buy not 1, not 2, but all 3 characters. That hurts. That hurts a lot, but it is what it is. Hey, it's also completely cosmetic, right, baby? So no one told you had to get it. All right, let's get to what I really care about, and that is these horseman scourges. This is finally something that they have gone out of their way to address, and I'm so happy because you got to understand, if you're an in-game player and you don't want to step outside of your bubble to see the perspective of somebody else, totally get it. Do you, boo-boo. This conversation does not include you, and you can stay over there and just talk to yourself because we're not here about it. This is about the mid-game community, and even the early game community. This might not even pertain too much to you, because if you are early game and haven't done any of the scourges, you chilling. This ain't really got nothing to do with you. But for mid-game players, where you are forced to have to upgrade booty water teams in order to actually excel in this game mode or to get a higher star joint, I feel you. I understand the in-game community will let you know that you don't need these characters at 7 stars. Okay, awesome. You've already got them at 7 stars. We not talking to you. You don't have a say here. This is how what it does is pertain to the mid game for us. All right. Now, what they are doing is they're upgrading the actual required teams for these Scourge events going forward. I'm so happy about it. This is a much needed change. We no longer are tied to web warriors. We're no longer tied to dark hunters, tied to minions, baby. We can finally mix it up. And what I mean by it is the following. Morgan Le Fay, you now are not only going to have to use just dark hunters and web warriors, you also can use underworld as well as HIVE-MIND, baby. And you know we about to get pumping with the HIVE-MIND, son. So I'm about to get really hot and heavy with that. Morgan's gonna be 7 stars for me, easy. Like, I just want to let y'all know that right now. I'm pumping my HIVE-MIND to the moon, baby. And then we got Rogue. We're also gonna be able to use Infestation, Secret Defenders. Bruh, my Rogue is gonna be 7 stars. I don't care what anybody says. Now I'm excited to do these Scourges, and this is the feeling that I wanted to have. This is the feeling that mid-game players wanted. All right, when we've been waiting for over multiple months, baby, multiple months last year, bro, since we've had these Horseman Scourges, and we're used to the slow roll. We're used to only being able to produce that 500k and be able to just barely make it and squeak out those shards and just have the really rely on the payout system to reward you those shards. This is a great change because we were sitting there expecting a completely different system, right? A system where we were used to, where we could do the minimum, right? Where we don't have to upgrade these horrible teams in order to get these shards. And when you are sitting there and you wait and wait and wait, and then you expect that there's no change, because why would they change anything? Then they drop it to where you have to now get double your score to get any shards at all going forward. That's trash. And it was so trash that they had to change it. And I will say this one time and we're gonna move on, baby. If the in-game player base, y'all, if y'all are telling us that we don't need it and that it's so bad, don't worry about it. Telling us that a game mode is so trash that we don't need to do it does not excuse it for being a trash game mode, baby. It really doesn't. Like, and I never really understood that mental. Like, if you suffer and you have to deal with some really horrible mechanics, some really bad requirements, and some really horrible obstacles that you had to go through to get an unlock, why would you want to wish that fate on somebody else? Like, the game is supposed to excel. It's supposed to be great for newer players. It's not supposed to be an asinine experience. If I want somebody to get into the game and they're new player, etc., I'd much rather have the attitude of, oh, bro, you just need to do this, and then you can actually go forward. It's gonna be a little rocky. You're gonna struggle a little bit, but it's not the deck stacked against you like it was for me. I never understood that old head mental where if it's as hard as it can be for me, you have to suffer like I did. I don't know. I never really understood that mental, baby. At the end of the day, it's just, it never really clicked to me why you want to spread misery. We want to spread happiness. We want to increase the value. We want to make sure that time is valued out there in general. And then we all having fun in MSF, dog. It's an inclusive experience. And that's what we here to do, baby. Speaking of inclusive, let's see as far as Red Hawk, dog. You can now use all as Guardians as well as Black Order and Thanos, dog. That is dope. I'm loving that just because my Red Hawk, he will struggle a little bit, but if you had Bifrost upgraded like your boy did not, you will benefit very greatly from this change in general. Then on top of that, we have Archangel. Minion nodes will also have Villain, so that's amazing. That gives you no longer you need to use minions. On top of that, instead of just Bionic Avengers, we get to now use Pegasus. Are you serious, dude? This is amazing, a great change. And like I said, baby, if you upset about this in any kind of way, you just hating for the sake of hating. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. This is an amazing change. I'm so happy that this is into the game, dog. But yo, this will not be happening anytime soon. Let me just put a disclaimer out there. It's not going to be part of the next update or anything. They have to test out these traits and they have to see how they do work on those nodes to make sure that, you know, they're not just easy to just walk on through, right? And we'll see what's going on with that. But yo, that will be part of a new update. I'm just glad they're moving in the right direction where they're listening to the community and they're not just completely ignoring it, which is what we used to have back in the day, baby. It is a new age here in MSF and I am with it, baby. But yo, let's move on to the symbiote kits. We're gonna do that in game so that way we can get the full actual immersion out of the experience, baby. So let's get it. All right, baby, so here we are live in game. Before we even get into the reworks, I gotta talk about the new characters in game. Void Knight, he's dropping next week. So excited on the 16th. Your boy, like I said, saving up power cores for the homie. Why? Because let's just go through the kit, dog. Let's go through the kit piece by piece in raids, and this is this passive. All right, we're gonna start with the passive. We're gonna go through and we're gonna see every single thing that my man has to offer. So check it out. In raids on spawn, apply speed up to self and all HIVE-MIND allies. On end of any turn, heal 3% of this character's max health. On spawn, if you get the T4 on spawn, generate 2 ability energy for all HIVE-MIND allies. On spawn, generate 1 ability energy plus 1 additional ability energy per Hive ally for this character. Bruh, oh my god, literally his passive is just hilarious. He's just gonna come in and ult every time. Like, if you don't have an ult ready, something's going wrong in the game. Like, this is ridiculous. On top of that, giving HIVE-MIND speed up in general is just gross because of what they're doing with Carnage and Venom. I'm gonna tell you that right now, just a little spoiler alert ahead of time. They did work with those too. Then we also have the ultimate here, where it calls out to Silver Surfer's ultimate in a way with the ability block. However, they're going to be able to pull all the enemies up to 2 spaces towards the primary target, then attack the primary and the adjacent targets within 2 spaces for 150 damage. Now, at the same time, this attack is unavoidable and can be counterattacked. If you T4 this, you're going to be able to apply ability block to every single enemy, only in raids, and that's actually not the T4. The T4 actually comes into play because the ability block is going to last for 2 turns. So you're going to be able to pull every single person pull all enemies within 2 spaces towards the primary target. You're going to be able to apply ability block to that primary target. However, what's going to happen is it's going to do a completely different route if you do have them in raids, because ability blocks the entire team. You're also going to be able to flip 3 positive effects on all targets, dog, and you're going to flip all positive effects on Spider-Verse enemies, period. So just to let you know, this is still a theme of kill Spider-Man. That is the goal. What I really love about it is that he flips the positive effects on all the targets, and since he's hitting everybody and he's going to be able to start with this, if they spawn in with a whole bunch of defense up doing all this and that, being able to flip all that on spawn is just gross. And then ability block to everybody is just nasty if you're doing that in raids. Then we also have his secondary here, where this is a great mechanic because now instead of ability block, we have ability steal. And what this means is in raids, he can steal up to 1 ability energy from the primary target. If he has this done with the not even the T4, the T3, he actually will be able to steal up to 3 ability energy from the primary target in raids. What happens is, in the instance you get the T4, you're going to be able to, outside of raids, steal 1 ability energy from the primary target. What this does is it completely shuts down, even worse than ability block, because with ability block, you still gain the energy, you just skip that turn, but you still do take that turn. As opposed to ability steal, you're going to be able to gain that ability energy and skip them from gaining that turn and also gaining that ability energy. That's just nasty. It sets them back 2 2 turns really. And then on top of that, you gain that ability energy towards your ultimate, and in rage you're going to be able to do that to gain 3 ability energy. That is nasty. Plus you're going to be able to apply defense down for 2 turns to both the secondary and the primary targets. That is gross. Here's where his primary, at least this is where the interesting thing comes in for me. What is primary? You're going to be able to attack and flip, and what that means is you're going to be able to attack the primary target for damage. You're going to be able to flip the negative effects to the positive effects on yourself, and then you're also going to see if you have no negative effects, you can flip the positive effects to the negative effects on the primary target instead. So the way that plays out, you're going to be able to attack the primary target. You're going to flip 1 negative effect. Let's just start it off with the 1, right? If this character has negative effects, you flip 1 positive to a negative effect on the primary target instead. However, if you T4 this, not even if you T4 it, actually, it's actually a matter of in raids. In raids, you're going to be able to always flip 1 positive effect to negative effect on the primary target, regardless if this character has any negative effects. So this is great just for the sake of not having to rely on having any negative effects, but you'll still always be able to flip positive effects to negative effects on the primary target, and you'll be able to increase the amount to 3 on each with the upgrade. T4 probably not necessary because all you're going to really do is get more damage here, but this is definitely going to be one that's going to help you. And also one of the reasons he might either be a striker, but at the same time could totally understand making him a raider because he does hit multiple targets with a lot of moves. Let's now look at the traits. Homie is going to be a hero, cosmic, bio, support, Spider-Verse, symbiote, hive mind. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited for my man. He is nasty. We got to get into Gwenom now. Now, when it comes to Gwenom, Gwenom has an amazing trait where she has 2 different ways to stun people, okay? And we'll get into that in a second, but we want to talk about her passive first. So on turn, she's going to heal herself and all symbiote allies for 5% of the character's max health. When this character's health is above 50%, gain 5% damage change. When this dodge change, not damage, geez. When this character's health is 50% or lower, you're going to be able to gain 10% drain. That is really awesome because it's going to be able to put that health back on the squad, back on her. But what it is great is she actually gets to apply health to all the characters on turn. Now, when you do the T4, when this character or a hive mind ally drops below 50%, you're going to be able to always apply 2 evade to that character. That's awesome because in this game, multiple times, you're going to be between 50 and 100 health. And what I mean by that is this team heals so much. This team heals ridiculously in the amount just due to the bleeds. They are literally vampires, and you'll see more of that when we get into the kits of Carnage as well as Venom. But just know you're going to be bouncing in between 50 to 100 health instantly on every turn. Most of the time you won't even go below 50, you might not even hit there, but in general, when you do, having the 2 evade each time you go down there is awesome. And then on top of that, you're also going to see that you're going to gain additional focus on hive mind and Spider-Verse allies, which is always going to be very, very nice. Okay, so then we're going to go over to her ultimate. This is what I love. You already know, clear all barrier from all targets. You know why this is great? Because she attacks all enemies, so all the enemies are targets. So being able to clear the entire barrier from the enemy team is just an amazing trait to have. On top of that, if you do this with the... as you upgrade it, you not only be able to get the stun, and you also can get the ability energy if you are in raids. So you will be able to, in raids, apply the stun to the highest damage enemy, and then you'll be able to get extra focus per symbiote ally. So that's what's going to be able to really apply that stun and make it stick for you. Then in raids, you're also going to be, like we said, generate that 1 ability self for all have mine allies. As you go higher, you can see here you're going to be able to apply offense up for 2 turns, apply offense up and defense up to self and all hive mind allies and Spider-Verse allies. So that's not even just tied to hive mind. And then what's awesome about having this T4, you're going to be able to barrier yourself and all hive mind and Spider-Verse allies. That is great. because Spider-Verse allies do not have any form of cleanse right now. We do not have Red Goblin's kit revealed right now. So for as we have it in game, these guys have no way to cleanse any of their negative effects. So I am very glad that she has some way to barrier, some way to get some resist up there and focus. That's going to be very, very useful. Then we're going to go with her secondary. It's going to have that stun regardless if you're in raids or not. So you're going to be able to gain the opposite of one random negative effect, excluding bleed, from the primary target, and then you can attack the adjacent targets for 100% damage. In rage, you can spread one positive effect, excluding stealth taunt and regeneration from self to all HIVE-MIND allies. That's awesome, being able to spread some positive effects. That's more of a forge mechanic. Not to mention, we talked about getting the stuns. In rage, you're going to be able to spread 3 positive effects, and then on top of that, as you do get that up, you're going to be able to gain the opposite of 3 negative effects, excluding bleed, from the primary target. So that's going to pump you up and also be able to spread those positive effects from yourself to your symbiote or at HIVE-MIND allies, excuse me. Let's see, you can actually generate 1 ability energy for sure. So this is going to be something where you don't have to worry about it in raids. You can actually just get that ability energy, which is really, really nice. Let's see here. On top of that, you're going to be able to gain the opposite of all negative effects, which is going to be a very nice increase. Now here's where you're going to be able to get the bonus here with the T4. You're going to be able to apply stun for 2 turns, and you're going to be able to spread all positive effects, excluding stealth, taunt, and regeneration, to all of your HIVE-MIND allies. That is going to be great because in raids, that's where this team is going to shine. You still do spread some positive effects when you are outside of raids, but it is nice that in raids, this team is going to shine in that aspect. Let's just go to her basic here. With the basic, you're going to be able to not just attack the primary, but also the secondary targets as well. I can see here that we have a lot of attacking multiple enemies and a lot of that, so I think we're most likely going to go Raider here, but we will definitely see as time moves on. We're going to be able to apply bleed to that primary target, and I'm so happy about this because bleed for this team is so important, and we're going to see why a little bit later. You're going to be able to apply 2 bleed to the primary target. You're going to be able to apply defense down to both of the adjacent targets as well. In rage, this is where you're going to be able to generate ability energy for your HIVE-MIND allies, as well as you upgrade this, you're going to be able to flip 2 positive effects to negative effects on the primary targets. So that's awesome. So this isn't even on the primary target you flip the negative effects, or you flip the positive to negative. You're going to be able to hit the adjacent targets as well. So just basicing and flipping positive to negative effects is great. You're going to clear the barrier on the primary target and on the adjacent targets if you have this T4. So if you find yourself going up against some barriers, this is going to be a really decent T4 to have. But gwenom is here with the Hero City Bio Brawler Spider-Verse Symbiote HIVE-MIND tags, baby. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now we got to get into the reworks, and with the reworks, we gotta start with Carnage, dog. Carnage, he didn't really get too much of a rework, but his kit in general is just so nasty that they didn't really have to touch it too much. They did increase his health, his resistance, a lot of other things there. It's part of the blog if you want to go through there and read it on all the stats that were increased. We're not about to cover that in game. What we are going to cover is his actual kit. I'm not going to cover what his kit was before. Like I said, that is part of the blog. You can check that out. But what I am going to cover here is Carnage in general, because Carnage in general is just a nasty mug, and we're about to point it out right now, right? So check it out. This was never something that needed changing, but it is just gross. So we're just gonna get a little refresher. When an enemy drops below 25% health, fill speed bar by 30% for self and all symbiote allies, and heal for 10% of this character's max health. Bruh. He speeds up everybody whenever anybody on the enemy team dips into the red, no matter what. Now, on top of that, on kill, he's going to be to apply vulnerable to the enemy with the lowest resistance that does not have vulnerable. That means he don't even have to be looking at you. If you have the lowest resistance on the enemy team, he's smacking you with a vulnerable whenever he kills somebody. That is great. You'll just see popping up. It's just gross. Then, Whenever an enemy has taunt, you get to gain 50% crit damage, bro. That is hilarious. That is just gross, man. So definitely know he is literally the speed bar for the whole team. Every time you get a character to that 50%, well, that 25% or low, he is just going off, bro. Let's go with the ultimate. If the primary target is above 50% health, you're going to be able to apply Disruptor for 2 turns and bleed for 2 turns. If the primary target is below 50% health, then you're going to be able to apply offense down for 2 turns, defense down for 2 turns, and slow for 2 turns. Bruh, you're going to gain offense up for 2 turns, defense up for 2 turns, and speed up for 2 turns. You want to smack somebody with this if they have 50% or lower. That's pretty much the goal. Attack primary target for 500% piercing and apply an additional 2 bleed for 2 turns. This attack cannot be dodged. Bruh, this is hilarious. It's nasty. You're applying the bleed. You're applying the... Regardless, you're applying the bleed. Like, that's what's so nasty about it. No, regardless, you're applying the bleed, and you're going to be gaining the offense up and the defense up and the speed up for 2 turns if they're below 50% health. And you're going to be able to apply the offense down, defense down, and slow. If they are above 50%, come on, baby. Disruptor for 2 turns, bleed for 2 turns. You're going to get them there. You're going to get them there. This is what was really awesome that I love about his special. We're going to talk about it. Now, as he continues to smack characters, he's going to be able to do something where he's going to be able to put negative effects. Negative effects are really not, I'm not just talking about bleeds. I'm talking heal blocks. I'm talking defense downs, offense downs, any negative effect. He's going to be able to get an additional 100% additional damage per negative effect, bruh. What made this so stupid before is this next line. Remove all negative effects on the primary target. Why would we do that? Why would we do that? I don't want to do that. It makes no sense to do that, and that's why in raids it does not remove any negative effects from the primary target. They just sit there mad in a corner with all the negative effects still on there. This is awesome. And in raids, you're going to be able to attack the adjacent targets for an additional 350 damage instead. That is awesome. That's great. I love the way they did that change. Now we don't have to worry about this just being a kill button and no longer having any use beyond just like 6 times during an entire raid, because it was only used when one character you knew you had enough negative effects to kill, and if they were so beefy, sometimes it would not work out. This is literally a dead button unless you knew for a fact you were gonna kill somebody. So I'm so glad that now this frees up the slot to where they keep those negative effects and you can keep on building on this. This is really, really awesome. Then we have his basic attack primary target, and then if the primary target has a negative effect, you get to chain from 1 to 2 adjacent targets, and you get to spread 2 negative effects from the primary target to the secondary target. It will not spread stun, and the counter attack breaks this chain. So that is just nasty in the sense of having it as a primary. You're going to automatically be able to spread those negative effects continuously, and if they are bleed, you're going to spread bleed, heal block, ability block, anything under the sun you will be spreading besides that stun. So Carnage in general, just based on his passive alone, it's just gross. It's just dumb. Being able to have so much speed on your symbiotes, I'm telling you, baby, is just something that you are just going to fall in love with. If you're ever a fan of the previous way symbiotes were running the raids before, just know it feels good again to be a symbiote head. Speaking of that, let's go to our big bad boy, Venom. Venom, favorite character, period. And understand, everybody was clowning your boy because you know he got the Venom tat. I've been deep into Venom from day one, and I'm just so glad that Venom is finally getting the love that he deserves. All right, so let's read it, baby. On turn, he's going to be able to heal himself 15% of the character's max health. He's going to be able to apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all symbiote allies. That was not changed. He's going to also gain 10% speed to a maximum of 30% speed per turn. What does this mean? This means Venom starts as the slowest character on the board to the fastest character on the board by turn 3. And what I mean by that is he goes from 107 speed in the game to 141. It is gross. We've seen Venom take 3 turns back to back to back. That's how fast he is. The problem with Venom before is his kit wasn't bad, but he was so slow. Now we don't have to worry about that at all. Venom is putting in work right now, baby. He's going to be able to also gain, whenever an enemy gains heal block, apply counter to self and one random ally does not have counter. When this character or any Spider-Verse ally has counter, those characters gain 50% hit crit chance, baby. That is gross. On top of that, he's going to be able to gain 100% focus if any Spider-Verse character is present, which means he has 100% focus because his whole team is Spider-Verse. We are vibing with it. That is what Venom is right now, bro. So being able to gain speed on every single turn, and then on top of that, being able to get defense up for the symbiote allies. He's healing every turn. He's giving all of our symbiotes counter whenever anybody gets heal block. This is just awesome. And you will be applying heal block with his ultimate here. So check it out. Ultimate. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 320 damage. Apply heal block for 2 turns and offense down for 2 turns. You're going to be able to spread all negative effects from the primary target to all adjacent targets as well. This will not spread stun. So as you see, more and more negative effects are going to be stacking up on targets, right? Old school symbiotes, we know it, we love it. As you do that, you're going to be able to spread all those negative effects to everybody else. We know we love this move, but this time you're going to be able to clear all negative effects from self and the most injured ally. This is great because now we have a way to cleanse. We didn't really have that before. It's really just relying on Venom's ultimate, and this is why you want to make sure that this ultimate is T forward, at least in my head right now, because we don't have Red Goblin's kit. Hopefully it has something else, maybe passively, that provides some form of a cleanse, but right now this is the only way to really cleanse Venom. But the thing is, it just clears himself and the most injured ally. It doesn't cleanse the entire team, so that's why we're really hoping that we get that cleanse when it comes to Red Goblin. Then when it comes to his secondary ability, we're going to attack the primary target for the damage, apply ability block. That hasn't changed. We're going to apply heal block for 2 turns. We're going to also apply 3 bleed for a turn. However, you can actually go through 3 bleeds for 2 turns if you have this T forward. And in rage, you're going to be able to prolong all negative effects to the primary target by 1 up to a maximum of 3, so you can keep that target stayed there. You can continue to just keep those negative effects built up and keep building on them. In raids, bonus attack the primary target for an additional 380 damage, so that's awesome, and this attack cannot be dodged. I also love that as well. What makes it great is it's not just a 1 hit, it makes it a 2 hit. And on top of that, if you're in rage, you're going to prolong some negative effects. If you are rocking even somebody like Anti-Venom and you need to prolong those negative effects, Godsend Anti-Venom, you can still use that, build around that. If you do not have that full symbiote team, if you're an earlier player and all you got is some of the early symbiotes, I feel you. This is where things get great. Check it out. His basic is hilarious. He's going to be attacking the primary target for 280 damage, flip 2 positive effects to negative effects, apply bleed and heal block, which means we're going to be able to fill that speed bar by an additional 20% too. That is nasty, because before we knew we were able to flip those positive to negative effects, we knew we were able to apply bleed. Now we get the heal block and we're going to fill our speed bar by 20%. This is what I mean by consistently just making Venom just stupid. Venom is just so fast now. He has the momentum to carry, and we're going to get into a raid and we're going to use the symbiotes, just the team of Carnage and Venom, so I can show you guys what I mean and we can just put this into practice. So that's what we're going to do literally right now. We're going to jump into a raid. We're going to show you guys how to actually utilize these 2 disgusting characters. And I do have Forge unlocked. That is something new, which I am happy about. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sub them right now. And I want Venom and I want Carnage. So we're going to get our symbiotes. Let's get Carnage first, and then we're going to finish off with Venom. And this is great. Actually, I'm going to take Crawler out of here as well as Cyclops. I need somebody who, you know what? You know what? We're going to use Gambit because Gambit's pings are just clutch as always. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring in Robbie here for the negative effects with the bleeds. And just to see, because I was having fun with this earlier, I'm going to bring in Agent Venom. And the reason I'm bringing in Agent Venom is because he passively gets the same stupid, amazing passive Carnage has with the rework with Venom. So that's what we're about to do right now. So let's get into it, dog. I'm so excited. I want to show you guys the rework. The kits are live. And then, like we said, next week we will be getting Void Knight. I will add him to the squad. We'll be live on Twitch next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. 420, baby. MST, baby. That's the new time. Make sure you're there, dog. We'll still be there till 5. But that's going to be the goal. So let's get it, dog. Okay. And this is amazing because they have minions. Now, and look at that. Already immediately drop down, and look whose turn it is. It's Carnage's. It's Carnage's turn right now. So Carnage is going to go. We're going to be able to apply Disruptor for 2 turns, bleed for 2 turns because he's above 50% health. I would like to do more, but unfortunately he has taunt, so we have to do this. All right. And then we have Gambit. If we do this, Gambit will most likely... He's going to flip the 2 positives to all enemies. I don't want to do that. I want to keep the negative effects. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go with his secondary. Ability block him. I love it. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with him having that taunt. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get him into the red here. So we're going to do this with Carnage. Beautiful. Well, with Venom, but it's going to get Carnage. And you see how fast Venom went. Venom gets a kill. Look how fast he's already taken another turn. He's already taken another turn here. This is hilarious. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop off Venom's secondary. Actually, no. And that's what I mean. He fills his speed bar. His speed bar spills by that 20%. And Carnage, because we got somebody in the red, filled it even more. So there we go. And now it's Agent Venom's turn. Agent Venom, I don't even know if how many turns they're gonna take after this. So we get him in the red. He's gone. Carnage gets... Agent Venom's gone again. Agent Venom's going again because of the speed bar fill from this crazy dude. Oh my god. All right, so we're gonna do that. And then Carnage can go. Can we get somebody? And we got him in the red again. And now it's Venom's turn. We skipped Gambit's turn completely, and we skipped Robbie's turn completely because of how fast these guys are now. Oh my god, that's great. That is great. All right, so we're going to go here. That puts him in the red. Robbie finally gets a turn. This is Robbie's first turn, guys. Oh, this is great. I love symbiotes again. This is awesome. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to start going over on this side. Let's see if we can get somebody else in the red. If we can get somebody else in the red, we can take another turn. Oh, I love that. I love that. We can spread that defense down. That bleed will be nice to spread. Let's do it. So we're going to spread those. Oh my god, and now it's Carnage's turn. He can pop this off and just straight kill here. I don't want to do that though. I want to get her in the red because we're moving so fast. We are so fast now, and she's in the red, and then we go again. Oh, wow. They don't even move their speed bars. This is nutty. And this is just 3 symbiotes. Not even the HIVE-MIND. 2 HIVE-MIND members and an additional symbiote. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, we can go here, do a whole bunch of damage in the middle. Robbie finally gets a turn. He finally gets a turn. We'll ability block here. I just don't want to have to deal with the Loki. And look at all those negative effects. Oh my god. And then Venom, he gets to put you in the red and you're dead. And now another symbiote takes a turn. And I bet it's a symbiote after this too. Oh, it's Gambit. Okay, because we didn't get him in the red. If we got him in the red, that would have been it. That would have been it. Oh my god, this is so funny. I don't even want to do that, Gambit. Just come over here. Just do your thing. You're in the red. All right, and we can spread these negative effects now with Carnage's basic to our guy over here. So that's awesome. Perfect. He keeps that defense down. Let's chomp him. Let's chomp Fury. Let's chomp Fury. Or just kill Fury. That works. Awesome. And another symbiote takes another turn. I love it. Wow. This is insanity. This is amazing. All right. And now you're in the red and another symbiote goes. Let's go. Wow. Wow. This is nutty, y'all. This is nutty. Being able to use symbiotes and it feel good again just feels right. It just feels right, baby. Oh, man. Thank you so much for sticking around. I know this is more of a longer scale video. I figure if I'm only going to be uploading on YouTube every few days, but streaming on Twitch for hours and hours, I might want to do every once in a while a little bit longer of a content video, just so you guys do have something here on YouTube to interact with, you know what I'm saying, and also get that knowledge. So we're going to just keep it going. We got one more we're about to do with the symbiotes, and then what I'm going to do is switch over to the new player account, because I just want to talk about some cool high points that I want to cover with those new players, and I appreciate y'all for sticking around for that new player information 100%. So let's just get into here real quick. Oh man, this is great. This is great. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Robbie. I want Robbie to get some negative effects spread, so let's get that started. Oh yes, now that we got the negative effects, who's at less than 50%? I don't think anybody is, so we're gonna go over here. Perfect. Oh, that's awesome. And now we're already started. And this is going to most likely speed up everybody. But I want to keep some people alive, dude. I don't want to just mollywop. I don't want to mollywop. I want to keep the negative effects alive because I want to see what we can really do with all these characters' bleeds. Like, this is just hilarious. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is gross. This is gross. And this is really just symbiotes, man. Like, Gambit ain't taking... Gambit finally took a turn. Gambit finally took a turn, man. Oh, this is great. And now we have Hulk down there. We can get him in red. And then we can spread that heal block. Let's go. And then we can actually keep... If Vision lives... Oh, that's fine. That's fine. At least he kept all those negative effects. That's what I really love about that. Wow. And then, yep. And then we take another turn. Yep. And you're out of there. Holy crap. They are... speed demons, bro. They are speed demons, dog. I love it. Thank you so much, MSF, for fixing my symbiotes, man. Oh man, that feels so good. That feels so good. And then I wanted to also point out one thing. I remember reading through the kits, and there was one character in particular that was just stupid when it came to using the bleed in a way that I was not familiar with. Here we go. This psycho, this character, we need to really point out what makes HIVE-MIND stupid. And it's going to be based around the kit of Silver Surfer Symbiote, aka Void Knight. All right, check it out. What we kind of glossed over was his level 3 upgrade right here, all right? What happens with his passive? When an enemy, and this is not just in raids, enemies cannot gain immunity. That's cute. That's awesome. I love that. But here's what's stupid. When an enemy takes damage from bleed, when any enemy takes damage from bleed, heal self and all HIVE-MIND allies for 10% of this character's max health. That is crazy. That is literally crazy. That means that not only are they bleeding and dying, you are gaining health, and on top of the fact that you're gaining health passively with Carnage and Venom who heal, you're also gaining health from Gwenom, who's healing the whole team on turn for symbiote. And on top of that, you're healing from whenever somebody bleeds to death or takes damage from bleed. Not just dies from bleed, just overall takes damage. You heal your whole team. That is amazing. You are literally vampires in more ways than one, because my man is sucking ability energy out of people too. Come on. Silver Surfer Symbiote is about it, B. He got the Black Air Force energy in space, dog. It's really between him, Kraven, Dormammu, and like 2 other characters. Like, it's crazy. Like, the Black Air Force energy at the top of these characters is off the chain. I'm just saying. Bro, run, do not walk when it comes to the hive mind. They are going to be here for a little bit, dog. I have a feeling this is not going to be anything like the symbiotes where we were upgrading them and then 4 months later they were booty water. This is a safe bet, baby. Yo, I just want to let you know. Hey, this is going to wrap it up when it comes to our mid-game portion of the video. I will be talking about some more early game joints, some new player guys, etc. going forward. But hey, if you are going to be leaving and dipping, I love you. I appreciate you. New players, let's get it. All right, baby. So we are locked in, dog. New player. I am level 44. Just a little update on the last time we were here. I've been able to unlock my arena. Your boy is 293 right now in arena as we build up. Your boy finally got Icarus unlocked. It has been a journey, but it is an actual easy early game unlock, free to play 100%, because you can actually get him in the raid store. He actually only costs 114 raid credits, so you can actually get Icarus pretty early. Right now I'm building up towards Miss Marvel Hardlight, and that will be the next character I throw in my arena shard. But that is where we are right now. Being a level 44, you have the access to some pretty decent characters, believe it or not. So rocking Venom and Carnage, as we know, symbiote squad over here, you do get the Venom code free, as we covered it in the last video, as well as Gambit free, and Carnage also comes free as well for you as a new player. Icarus, like we said, that's my boy. Upgraded him, trying to upgrade him to the moon on par with Gambit. We'll be getting those stars up there. But you do get Doc Ock day 1. They actually give you enough characters to get Doc Ock day 1, and I was completely thrown off by this because I had never in my life imagined that you can get Doc Ock day 1. But it is 100% possible. The only people you have to use now, this is the team that I use. I use literally Captain America, Black Widow, Hulk, Luke Cage, and Iron Man. And look at the levels of these characters. And Captain America for me was around the Black Widow level. And I was able to get Doc Ock, and I can definitely get him to higher stars for sure. But getting the actual legendary Doc Ock unlocked, considering that how early it is in the game and you still have your villain nodes, this is just a great compliment to the whole symbiote team. Excuse me, symbiote Sinister Six team. I'm hot on HIVE-MIND, bro. I'm so excited. But when it comes to the Sinister Six team, you definitely will have access to Doc Ock early, getting Vulture out of the arena store, getting Rhino out of the Blitz store, as well as Electro out of the Blitz store. And then you also get Mysterio out of a node, a very early node actually. You think he's in either villains or heroes, whichever one of the two. He's in heroes, so you literally can farm him hella early. He's in just 2-3. So getting Mysterio early and getting him primed up to build off a Doc Ock is great. You do not need to build up Shocker whatsoever. I built him up very, very minimal just for the synergies and not having the Doc Ock summon available yet, because you don't get the summon until you get to level 2, and I was stuck on level 1 for a while because at the time I didn't really have the materials to upgrade it. But now that we have the summon, Electro is to the shaft. We don't need him anymore. Bringing in Shocker, and I will be replacing Rhino with Lizard. I am farming Lizard right now. I say farm. I've been getting him out of the battle pass and things like that. Hopefully he sticks around long enough for me to get him out of that method. Hopefully we can get some more Kraven shards, because even on my main account I'm still sitting at 4 red on Kraven. Come on, stop being stingy, MSF. Give me Kraven. He's one of my favorites. But that's where we're really sitting on the new player account. I will tell you, for new players, baby, you gotta make sure that your arena is up and running. And as far as the next step, it's your raids, baby. You want to make sure your raids are where they need to be, because this raid currency is the most important currency for you early game, just because as you can see, a lot of these characters cost a lot of raid credits, and I'm only getting about like 25-40 raid credits per raid win, and I'm not talking, and that's just per node, right? So being able to have this currency here is just going to be beneficial for you 100%. I am currently saving up my red star orbs so I can get the, because I don't really get a lot as a new player right now. I'm waiting until we get the launch on Tuesday that's going to have Void Knight in it. Hopefully I'm in a position where I can actually get Void Knight free to play at a certain level depending on where I am in the game. I don't know if that's possible. But we will definitely see. I know hopefully I'll be able to at least do the Red Goblin event by that time if we're still farming and doing our thing. But that's why we want to make sure we go through the blogs, we go through our actual events that we have in the game. We make sure that we do that so we don't have to go through, are we going to get the character? Are we not going to get the character? You know what I'm saying? Just stay your ear to the ground on it, baby. But yeah, that's really what I really wanted to cover here when it came to the new player guide. Certain characters you want to upgrade, and this is something that we also covered on Zero Cool Gamers channel. Make sure that you follow that dude, baby. Subscribe to him. I'm actually gonna have his channel in the description of this video, as well as the video that me and my man covered. We started a new player guide series on his channel. Definitely go check it out. We actually cover future-proof characters, that way that you know what characters to actually upgrade, rather than just, you know, putting stock into characters that just won't be very good for you later on down the line, and you just don't feel like you wasted materials and you're sitting with a level 75 gear tier 15 anti-venom for no reason. But I digress. What I really want to point out here is the fact that we have Gambit future-proof. You're going to need him for DD. You're going to need him for all forms of horsemen. You're going to need him for everything having to do with APOC, just in general. And on top of that, he's useful in so many other game modes, raids, arena for me, at least early game. Gambit's ping is stupid along with Kestrel. I've been teaming them up. It's just been gross. How did I get Kestrel early? Because I have not done Dark Dimension 1 at all. That is not the point. Here's what I did. Ultra cores, but did not spend any money. You get 50 ultra cores as soon as you start the game on every new player account, and I know how sexy and how amazing Kizzy is, so I wanted to make sure I get Kizzy on the squad early. That's what I did to get her day one, and she's been carrying me, as well as being able to partner her up with Rescue, which you get out of the Blitz store. Pegasus is just that squad, especially after they named Pegasus as a team that you can actually use as a requirement to get Red Hulk. So Pegasus is going to be here to stay. That is a team that you can definitely future-proof into. We're getting the HIVE-MIND, so come on, this is the perfect time to upgrade Symbiotes. This is the perfect time to get that investment out of Symbiotes and not feel that bad about it. So Symbiotes is going to be here for a little bit, just based on the fact of how they're reworking kits. I could see how back when they were bringing out teams, and all right, these are just put to the wayside. Shadowlands, Symbiotes, certain teams, when they just dropped, you just knew that after a certain amount of time, they were not being part of the meta anymore. They're doing differently now when it comes to Pegasus, when it comes to Sin 6, when it comes to HIVE-MIND going forth. The kits that they're being built around are for longevity, and that's what I really love about it, where you don't feel that bad about putting investment into these characters on certain ones to join, just because you don't got to worry about if that's going to pay off, right? Then we talked about it, making sure that you get Doc Ock early, using that same team that I use, hella weak team, to get Doc Ock unlocked, and then just supporting him with his additional Sinister 6 allies. That's making villains for you for those campaigns so much easier. And then getting Icarus from that raid store. That's going to be the first character that I recommend that you get from the raid store, only because when it comes to Hard Light, she does take twice as much raid credits to actually unlock when it comes to Icarus, even though it's the same amount of shards. And it's going to be a while until, at least for me, I unlock Cosmic Crucible to actually unlock the store to get Robbie to really have her shine as that complement to that Secret Defender team. So for me, it's Icarus followed up by Hard Light, but that's just me personally. Yo, make sure that you hit up that like button, as well as that subscribe if you are new. If you learned something, hey, or if you just stuck around listening to your boy, I appreciate you. I love you to death. You have been amazing through and through, baby. Yo, hey, and then make sure you know we also post professional wrestling content here on the regular, and we stream live on Twitch TV at twitch.tv/KingSlayer Gaming LLC. Just to let you know, we will also be streaming the Royal Rumble this year. That's right, WWE Royal Rumble. We're gonna be streaming that live on Twitch on the 28th. Stupid excited about that, baby. It's gonna be hot. Make sure you bring the popcorn, and make sure you bring your gut, baby, because I'm gonna make you grab it, dog. I'm gonna make you laugh yo off, bro. Hey, until next time, it's been your boy Jon Johnson, kicking it straight out of KingSlayer Gaming. Hey, you know what it is.